What's up, Keith? Hey, Rotten Sandwich. How y'all doing tonight? I should have told, I didn't think about it, but I should have told people if it's 8 o'clock, then it might be 9 o'clock or 7 o'clock, considering which side of the coast you're on. How are y'all doing tonight? Friday night. This light's not cooperating with me right now, but let's see. Let's do this. Well, long day at the range? What did you take with you to shoot? Is what I want to know. I thought there was something in my beard that's actually just gray. I don't like seeing all that. Law Dog, what's happening, man? You should check out the Cogburn Arsenal Prism mount for your Mini. Nice light setup with the primary arms 6 1 by. Okay, I will take a look at it. In fact, it's funny you mentioned lights because I was just sent my first light from a manufacturer, and I put it on my pistol on my CZ, and it's the first time I've ever had a light on a pistol. I've never bought a light and attached it to any of my pistols, so it was funny. I'm like, okay, it looked kind of cool. It looked cool too. I know a lot of people get them because they just look cool and stuff, but I was like, it makes the gun bulkier. I was always against lights kind of because I'm just like, it makes the gun bulkier, and I have 10 flashlights always around me somewhere, so I didn't feel the need for it, but it don't feel that bad. I would show y'all, but I don't want the YouTube to lose their mind over this. But I like it. It's kind of growing on me. But now I'm like, well, I need a certain holster to be able to hold it now. I can't put it in normal holsters anymore. Let's see. Rotten Sandwich says Glock 30, Gen 4, and some ARs. Okay. For what? For what exactly? Is that your favorite loadout? Hey, Dratanio, he says, exclusive Mini 14 channel, peak 1989 technology. Excellent. Yes. Well, there's not too many dedicated Mini 14 channels out there, and I didn't really think I would turn into a dedicated channel, but here we are. That's all we're kind of talking about lately, which is fun. And, tonight's topic, I wanted to kind of discuss some Mini 30 options because I'm editing a 7.62 by 39 video right now. It's not a Mini 30, but I do love the caliber. Let's see. Ian, what's up? McDevitt. Skinner makes an attachment for your front gas system. It's a rail section. Okay. Skinner sights? Is that the same one that makes Skinner sights? Right, and says AR alternatives are a vibe these days. Yep, they're just so common now. They're just everywhere you look. ARs are so, and there's not too much more companies can do to ARs to make them stand out from the bunch. So it's just a common gun now, like a Glock. Oh, that's what you brought to the range today. Oh, okay, I see. Glock 30, Gen 4, and some ARs. Okay, I got you. Cool. Okay, Dratanio, he says, I hope to see some more 77 grain accuracy testing. I don't think I have any 77 grain right now. I have 62 grain, and I have a few 55 grains, but I don't have any 77 grain. Or do minis have a good time stabilizing the heavier round right there? Because I've never shot it. Alfred, what's up, man? He says, dude, I made it. glad you made it. I'm gonna try to do Friday nights every week. I'm gonna try to do another day during the week, but I don't know what day yet. It's gonna probably be either Tuesday or Wednesday that I'll get on during the weekdays. Not sure yet. Law Dog says, as many as have had many 30 sometimes have light primer strikes with steel case ammo such as Wolf and Tulip. That's been the common census that I've heard. And, that's fine if there's a workaround, and there is. There seems to be a company that makes extended firing pins or just hit harder, and as long as you install that in the gun, they seem to cycle and have no problem with those harder primers. Right, Ian. So that's Ian says, listen, if you get a Mini 30, the firing pin might not detonate some Russian 7.62, and that's basically been the cure for that. Is this extended firing pin? I'm gonna have to look up who makes it. There's one company for sure that makes it, and I have reliable information from people after that upgrade is installed. They don't have issues with the hard primers anymore. Decoy Jaeger, he says, what's your opinion on the Sig P226 Legion? Well, my opinion's quite high because I own one. I own the double single action version of it, and I love the gun. It's my favorite steel gun that I own. It used to be my favorite gun of all time. It's still pretty high up on the list. I should have gotten the single action only version of it, because even though 226s feel really good in my hand, the double single actions, the single actions feel phenomenal. And I should have gotten that one when I got the double single action. I regret not getting the single action because I have two others that are double single actions. I have the old West German Sig P226, and then I have like just a standard edition Nitron version. But I probably will end up getting it, actually, just to have one single action 226. They're so beautiful and they work so good. So let's see. I'm getting behind. I'm sorry. Decoy says, you look like an action star or game character. Love the double pistol on the belt and the mini Ruger knife too. Oh, well, thank you, sir. This is actually my older shoulder holster. And when I got this one in, I set this up. Like, it didn't come like this. I made a new hole in the shoulder holster, and then I attached some New York, what's them screws called? I forget now. But I screwed it on there, and it works pretty good. It stayed on there ever since. The gloves are like a GTA character. Yes. Even though I probably only played Grand Theft maybe two or three times ever. Get two. Two's better than one. The only bad thing about the Mini 30 is you have to use factory magazines for reliability. Well, I'm really used to doing that anyways. I'm really used to using factory magazines for my Ruger Mini 30, so it's no big deal. Magazines to me is like you buy them once and that's it. You shouldn't have to buy any more magazines. You might have to buy springs for the magazines, unless you're just somebody that really roughhouses your magazines. You just buy, a couple dozen of them, and you're good. That should be all you should need. You never should have to replace them. Maybe the springs, but not the magazines. Let's see. Waka Bird Dog. Nah, Beretta 92. Well, I won't fight you on that one because the Berettas are so sexy. I can't say no. Berettas look like the top, okay? But when I put them in my hand, 226 feels better to me. But the Beretta's got the looks, I will admit, especially the Enox version, man. I take the Enox in right here in the living room and I just dry fire it at the TV all night long. It looks so good. So sexy. Them Italians, they created a beautiful pistol. Let's see. 42 Mini 30, only three thing it needs: pick rail and extra firing pin and folding stock. Accuracy Systems. 42. Does Samson make a folding stock for the Mini 30? Or is it a different folding stock that comes for the Mini 30s? That's my question. Because I've seen Mini 30s, but they're always like in the standard black polymer layout, full stock and everything like that. I never see too many different ones. DZ press check. Hi there. Sorry for joining late. That's okay, man. I'm glad you made it. Welcome aboard. Weebs, Chicago Screws. That's it. Yeah, very good. I was in New York. I was close. You understood though, so thank you. Yeah, the Chicago Screws. That's what I ended up screwing this on with. 42. I used to own a custom Mini 30 SS folding stock. Oh yeah, that's a beauty. You said you used to own it. What'd you do with it? Did you get rid of it? Why'd you get rid of it? Why did you keep it? It's so sexy. Decoy, is the leather all custom made? Great craftsmanship. Your channel is fun, man. Love the UK. Good night. You look slightly like John Marston from Red Dead Redemption. Also, before I go, do you like the single action Colt? Okay, hang on. All the leather that I usually wear is from a company called Falco. The gloves are from Amazon. They're real leather though. I didn't custom make any of this myself though. And let's see, I have gotten the John Marston comment before, and I do love single action Colts. In fact, the only reason I wear gloves at all is because I used to watch cowboy movies as a kid, and I always seen the cowboys wearing leather gloves, and I always thought it looked so cool. Not all the time. Not everyone always had them, but the ones that was wearing the big long dusters and then they had the gloves on, that was just so cool to me. I was like, that looks awesome. I want that. Let's see. Weebs, have a good night too, by the way, Decoy, if you got to go. Weeb says, unless the magazines are expensive, FN wants $73 per magazine for my FNX 45 Tactical. Well, you do have the top of the line, almost the top of the line 45. Expect you do have the top as far as capacity is concerned. FN's nothing holds more than FNX 45, as far as I know. Yeah, that's kind of expensive though. But HK also has ridiculously expensive magazines. So the 18 rounders that I use in with my HKs, they're around that same price, if not more. You just gotta wait for a sale to go on. Subscribe to whatever magazine place you're at, and then just mark it to where whenever a sale goes on or they come back in stock and they send you an email directly, is play that waiting game with them because they are expensive. It's ridiculous. There's Maple. Let's see. Chris, Justin, buy a Mini 30 and get the conversion for 300 blackout. Be a man, an American. Be a man. I always love those little skits where he says something, says, be a man. You know what? 300 blackout. I know some people like it because you can go subsonic with them and everything, but they're really not my thing. I really prefer 7.62 over 300 blackout. Jeffrey Keenan, what's up, man? Yes, Samson does make a folding stocks for the Hannibal rail for the Mini 30s. Great. That would be pretty cool to get a Samson for the Mini 30 as well. Got to get the Mini 30 first, but having a Samson for it would be pretty cool. Just having two identical ones, dual wheel both of them at the same time underneath the arm. That'd be cool. DZ press check. If you decide to get a 226 single action, better off getting the 226 Zev. It comes with a threaded barrel and a red dye. It's phenomenal, man. I have seen the Zevs before. Very nice looking guns. They're very nice. It's like Zev is kind of like a custom 226 shop, or they're their own company. Because I've seen their pistols before too. They look great. I just didn't know if they're separate to Sig, or Sig's custom shop or not. Jeffrey says, I've got the Hannibal rail for my Mini 14. I wish it would come standard to bring it up to more modern standards. Okay. 42 says, yes, I meant Samson. Okay, I got you from earlier. Wackerberg Dog, Jet Funnel, 70 freaking dollars. Yes. The Jet Funnel magazines is the one I'm referring to, and they are ridiculous. I want to say they were 100 at one point. I don't know. I can't remember if it was the Jet Funnel or it was the HK Mark 23 magazines. It's one of them. but I was like, $99 for this magazine. Y'all are smoking that good stuff, aren't y'all? And some people are like, all right, I'm just gonna buy it. Good. Not me. I'm gonna wait till they go on sale. Let's see. Tacticless Legion, what's up, man? How you doing? Weeb says, for the price of magazines is 100% why I will not buy FN. Magazines should not cost an arm and a leg. I agree. They should not. Jeffrey Keene says, the FN 509 magazines are expensive too. Hey, I like the 509 as well. A friend of mine got one. They look really nice. FN really doesn't get the attention they really need because they're good guns. They're really good guns. I never hear anything bad about FNs. And I just don't see them very often. It's just like the Walther PDPs line and stuff like that. They're really good guns. It's just that not too many people end up buying them. They go with the Smith or they go with Glock or they go with something that just more streamlined. But all these other guns are really good. I just don't know too many people end up getting them. 42 says, yes, I sold the Mini 30 in 2009. Okay. Well, that's okay. Hey, you had fun with it, I'm sure. Or just get the 300 Black Mini, 300 Blackout Mini. Kato Gecko says, Kato. I don't know what that means. Does that mean something? Oh, are you talking about from Kato from that movie or whatever it is called? I can't remember the name of it. 223 DMR. Hello from Waynesville, Missouri. What's up, man? Waynesville. All right. I want to go to Missouri, man. Y'all got all the good hunting out there. Might get cold, but I would do it. 223 says, I had a Schillen Chrome Molly heavy barrel installed on my Mini 14. Is that? I think I've seen that before. In fact, 42, is that the thing that you had installed on yours? Because I've seen the pictures of it. It did look like you had a heavier barrel on it. So I'm not sure if is that the same thing or not. Wakadoc, Bird Dog, the black jet funnel magazines are over $100. Yeah. Okay, so it was the jet funnels. They smoking some good stuff. Jeffrey Keenan, I didn't like the 509 stock trigger. I got it knowing I'd have to replace it. It's really good otherwise. It's that hinge trigger, isn't it? And I've never been crazy about the hinge triggers either. In fact, Smith was doing it. Smith updated their hinge trigger to that other one. 509 probably needs to do the same. I've never been crazy about the hinge triggers either. But I will say, if y'all watch Grand Thumb's little ice test where he pours ice on all these guns, water, and lets it freeze, the hinge trigger is the only one that ended up going off when he pulled them. So I thought that was funny. All the other ones failed that we thought was going to go off, and the one that Smith with the hinge trigger system ends up working. Funny. Garen says, I ordered a Kimber 2K11. Well, congratulations, sir. That might be fun. That's it. It just came out, right? This Kimber 2K11, it just came out because I think I've seen it. And the Sig that new Sig 1911 9mm came out too. They both look nice. I've never shot one though before. I've never shot a 2011 of any kind. Shot a regular 45, but not a 2011. Charles Strick, in case anyone ain't heard, a message U.S. Tactical Supply is fixing to make the Sage EBR chassis again for the Mini 14. Hell yeah. I'll have to look it up to make sure I know what one I'm thinking of here. The Sage EBR chassis. I know I've seen that one before. I can't remember what it looks like. Law Dog, you should get an M1A SOCOM 16-inch. Oh, hate, and do some content. Same form factor as the Mini 14. I've held the M1A before, and it feels amazing. They're a little thicker, I'll say that much, than the Mini 14s. Not crazy about that, but I would absolutely get one if the opportunity ever arises, because I'd love to have a 308 battle rifle. Everyone told me the other day when I put battle rifle as the loadout on my Mini 14 video, I was told that 5.56 is not officially a battle rifle type. I only put that battle rifle word in there because it would be my battle rifle that I would use as a battle rifle. So I wasn't really meaning it was the official term battle rifle, but semantics. Let's see. Gecko, I said Kato because I saw the cat. Oh, okay, yeah, kitty. Okay, I thought you was talking about that Bruce Lee Kato show. Remember? I can't think of it, but he was. I know he wears gloves. Okay, let's see. 223 said, yeah, they're pretty good barrels. Mine has worked out awesome on my Mini. Good. Was yours an older Mini that was a thin pencil barrel, or is it the new updated thicker barrels that you put it onto? Have you decided, Mac says, what's up, Mac? Have you decided on which handgun to pair the Mini 14 with? I don't know at all, because I like all my pistols right now. And the only way I'm going to figure that out is if I go out there and strap on each one at a time and see which one just flows better, because they're all handguns. They're not going to be that much different from each other, but I just want to see which ones I can transition to the easiest when I have a gun, a long gun. And I think I'm going to take off my Cabela's leather strap on my Mini 14 and replace it with maybe a 3-position strap, just for the sake of doing some drills, because I kind of want to have the Mini in front of me and see how I do drills like that, instead of always slinging it behind me, which is, that's the way I've done it forever, but that is a slower way. And so if I was ever to really go into battle with the Mini 14, I would more than likely, put it in front if I was having to bring it up every couple minutes. I'd probably die, first of all, but if I wanted to fight, put up a good fight, I wanted to be readily available for me quickly. Let's see. Charles Strick says, I put the same heavy barrel on mine too. None of the Smiths in my area wanted to buy the vice blocks to do it, so it cost me a pretty some kit up to sort it out myself. I free-handed the gas port. Well, good, man. You learned a new skill while doing it. Wackerberg, 2011s aren't all that. Okay. Now, the USP, that's a pistol. I agree. I got a USP. I got 2 of them. I got the standard USP and I got the USP Expert. So I got 2 of the big dogs. I enjoy them a lot as well. If you told me I had to go into an apocalypse situation, I'm bringing my USPs. Garrett says, if built right, 2011s rock. Okay. As long as they're reliable. That's all I care about, really. If gun's not reliable, it's not interesting. Ruben Veo, I stay classy sometimes. I recently started carrying my high power again. Got to say, I feel cool as hell carrying that thing, especially in my custom shoulder holster. Also was good from Amarillo, Texas. High powers are surprisingly thin. They're very similar to the CZ75s, or I should say the CZ75 is very similar to the high power, because the high power is definitely the one that came out first. So CZ just copied them. But the only downside to high powers that I found, when I put my hand around them, my hand wants to hang over the bottom a little bit. So the grip, I wish the grip was just maybe half an inch further out and I could get a better purchase on it. But they are like really small and streamlined, like real thin, like you could hide it real close to your body. That's what even though I have the CZ75 and it's the all steel version, that gun, when I have it on me, feels like it conceals really good, because even though it's a full size, it's so thin. It's real thin. It comes up against my body real nicely. Garrett says, I own 2 USPs already. Tacticalist says, Green Hornet. Green Hornet. That's what I was thinking of with the gloves. Oh, y'all are good, man. Y'all are good. Garrett says, fail battle rifle. I'd shoot it if I could ever get a hold of one. Foul. I'd shoot one if I could ever get a hold of one. I just have to enjoy Forgotten Weapons Ian coming up there and talking about whatever FAL that used to be in, service and now is not anymore. I don't watch so many of his videos. Tactical says Orcado of the Pink Panther series, but different actor. Okay, I never did watch the Pink Panther series. Definitely know that theme song though. 223 says yes, my Mini was the older Mini with the thin pencil barrel. Okay, so that's why you installed the thicker barrel on the front of it. I think I've seen that before. Then I think I've seen people add the thicker barrel to the older Minis. Let's see. Walkerberg Dog says instead of a Mini 14 that takes standard mags, an AR-15 that takes mini mags. I don't know. That might not be worth it at all because they're, $40 a piece for magazines, and you can go get a Pro Mag for AR for $12. I only bought like 15 magazines for my AR right when I first got it because they had a sale going and they was only like $10 a piece, and I ain't ever had an issue. I haven't shot my AR a ton, but I have never had an issue. I think I've only used the same 2 or 3 magazines, even though I got 10 of them or 12 of them. I've only used the same 2 or 3 magazines every time I went out there and shot it. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm saving them springs, which in fact, you probably shouldn't do that. You should go ahead and test through all your magazines if you have a bunch, just to make sure they all function good. Etheron 1899. I feel like the Mini 14 in 300 blackout gives you more options than the Mini 30. Tell me what options as far as grains. Is that what you mean? Shooting less and more back and forth? Because I know they can be loaded up pretty soft and subsonic. See, subsonic game to me is just like, if I really want to quiet down a rifle, I'm just going to get a suppressor for it. So I don't really want the bullet to go slower than it already is going 7.62 by 39. I mean, it's not going slow at all. It's fast, but slow compared to the 5.56, 42 says, yes, that is a thicker... I don't know. I forgot what the question was. I'm sorry. Yeah, the sling on it seems really painful to use quickly. It is. Especially if I'm wearing the shoulder holster and stuff like that. I want to put the sling on my right-hand side, and my magazine pouches ends up catching on the sling when I go to do the quick acquisition to sling it around, because I can do that really well. If the gun's like slung over my shoulder and it's sticking up just like this, I grab the bottom of it and swing it around and I'm ready to go. But if I'm wearing my shoulder holster, it catches right here, and I gotta be real careful about when I do that. Even if I try to African carry it, in the front, it's the same story happens. With my shoulder holster, it's hard to set the sling up that way. Okay, he says, Limp Bizkit, what's up, man? How you saying? He said, wait, are you talking about a ball buster sling? Wear a cup if you get one of those. A ball buster. See, I know what you're talking about because, yes, and that is the sling I'm talking about. Yeah, so I know what you're talking about. And when I did experiment with the front sling like that, I did acknowledge that. I'm like, you gotta be careful with this thing, man. This is gonna come down and swat you in the goods. But I would want it like high enough to where it just, honestly, no matter how you get it, it's gonna sling down lower just because of how long the rifle is, Let's see. Phase Beast, what's up, man? He says, hello, Mr. Juan Wick. Just kidding. How are you? I'm doing good, man. How about you? Juan Wick. I like that one. Garen says, do you carry at work? I do not carry at work because I'm not allowed to. Not allowed to. 223 says, I have a couple of pictures of my Mini 14 in my community post if you want to check them out at some time. Okay, I'll try to check them out after the live. Walkerberg Dog says, it's important to separate your mags for SHTF versus training mags. Very important. I agree. Walkerberg says, from training mags, yep, author end, yep, ammo options. Okay, ammo options for the 300 blackout. Garen says, I never got into 300 blackout, just another fringe round. Warrior 2 Poet, what's up, man? Are they even still selling Mini 30s? They are. I don't see mini 30s. I really haven't seen too many mini 14s lately. I was seeing them for a little while, but now they've kind of disappeared from me, so I'm not seeing them as much. But mini 30 is even a little bit rarer because I haven't seen many of them. Law Dog says, I had a 300 Blackout Mini, didn't shoot it because at the time 300 ammo was hard to find and over $1 a round. I replaced it with a Mini Tactical in 5.56. Never had a Mini 30, but I have Paratrooper SKS. Hey, got that Paratrooper SKS. Hey, I like it, SKS, man. They're fun. I think they would make a great SHTF weapon as well. You know, you might be a little bit slower on the magazine changes, stripper clips, but who cares? The gun shoots and it's reliable and it's more accurate than the AK is apparently, supposedly. So, but they're really soft shooting. I was really amazed when I shot one. It was softer shooting than the AK was. So I was like, oh yeah, this thing feels nice. A little bit heavier, but no big deal. The M1A is heavier than all of them. Let's see. Limp Bizkit, I don't like those 3-point slings. I like being able to sling a rifle on my back without it bouncing around my legs. I agree. I just want to try it. So I just want to try the 3-point sling and see how it does because I'm trying to think of as many 14 videos as I can so we can start posting. So experimenting with the front sling and the standard slings. These are all videos, ideas that I can present, and we can just see how they go. If it's hitting me in the nuts every other time, you're gonna hear about it. And I'm like, okay, 3-point sling, no thank you. But let's see. Limp Bizkit, your rifle just gets in the way with those 3-point slings. Okay. Phoenix Blaze, I'd like a M-Lock aluminum free float rail for the Mini 14. The M-Lock aluminum rail, the Hannibal rail is not an M-Lock, huh? You want something that goes underneath. You know, I see the lever actions always being turned into these M-Lock front handguards. So I don't personally like it, but I just like that so much attention is being focused into lever guns. So that's what I do like about it, but I like the traditional wood the best, you know, but I like the attention. Warrior Poet, outside of an AK, there are not many 7.62 options out there these days. Here in California, mini 30s and SKSs are unobtainium or at least super rare and only available via PPT for way too much. So even though, so do y'all have plenty mini 14s and just mini 30s aren't, and SKSs aren't really available? Because those are both on y'all's roster. Y'all can use those. Y'all just don't ever come across them, right? This is what I'm asking. Wackerberger Mark IV. I wish Ruger could make 223. I wish Ruger could make a conversion kit so that the Mini 14 could utilize the AR mags. You and me both, brother. Whiskey, what's up, man? Do you ever run a bolt action in 7.62 by 39? It's like you read my mind. Okay. I was going to save it for a post, but go ahead and tell y'all since y'all on here. Y'all get treated special since y'all right here in front of my face. This weekend's video is on 7.62 by 39 in bolt action. The Ruger American Ranch. So before we got on this live stream, I've been editing the crap out of it all day long. I will tell y'all, it's not going to be ready tomorrow. I was trying to make it ready tomorrow. It's not going to be ready tomorrow. I've been really like, I shouldn't have promised this video this weekend. I should have promised it next weekend. So I'm really trying to, as soon as we get off here, I'm going to go back to editing it. But the video that y'all are about to see is going to be a Ruger Ranch 7.62 by 39. And please watch it all the way through because it's going to be kind of long. I mean, like over 20 minutes long. I've tried to shorten it down as much as I can, but it's going to be 20 plus minutes long. So please watch the entire video. There's good information in there. There's good accuracy information in there. I tested a few different rounds and color me impressed with what this sucker can do. So look for that one Sunday. I'm gonna try to post it whenever I can, as soon as I get done with it, but just keep looking for it on Sunday. No way it's gonna be ready tomorrow though. Ugh. I was like, I should have chosen some other video to do besides that one, because that's the one I've been working on for like months off and on, trying to make sure it's all good. And I was like, let me just. So the Mini 14 video, guys, went viral. Y'all know it's over 70,000 views right now. And while it's real hype and real big, I was thinking about releasing another big one. And this is the next big video I have in stock. So that's why I was wanting to do it. Oh, I'm behind now. Hang on. Let's see. Okay, Warrior Poet says, yeah, that'd be nice. Best if I found is a rail top cover by Samson. That at least gives you some rail estate. Okay, you're talking about the rail, the M-Lock rail. Walker Dog says, there's a good balance one can reach with the Space Cowboy gun and the traditional lever gun. You're a Space Cowboy guy, huh? I know what you mean. I used to have the Jericho 941, the compact version, not the full size. I ended up getting rid of it, but there was nothing wrong with that gun. It was Spike Spiegel's gun. That's why I wanted it. Sucker's heavy, though. Them 941 Jerichos are heavy. They're like tanks. Let's see. Dialect Junk just found a 2022 Mini 14 Ranch at LGS for $800. Appears to have never been fired. Good deal. Recommendations? Hey, $800 is pretty good. Honestly, that if it's brand new, that is a good price. They are normally $1,000, at least $1,000, brand new. Now I have seen them for like $700 and $650, but only for used ones. So if it's $800 brand new, that's a good price. If it's used, that's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. But yeah, 2022 Mini 14, yeah, that should be fine. It's definitely a newer one. I can never tell somebody that has a good old Mini 14 not to get an older Mini 14 because he had good experience with it. But I tell most people don't get the older ones if you can, because there was just too much of a quality control issue with the older ones. And, even with our new ones, they're not perfect. Sometimes a lemon comes out the factory, but the good thing about it is that just send that sucker back. Like Ruger has excellent customer service. Send it back to them, let them fix it, and send it back, because they're not supposed to come out the factory bad. They're supposed to come out the factory good. And let me just tell you, it's not always the factory fault if the gun comes out bad. I have personal experience with this, is what I'm telling you. But them guns get thrown around so much when they're being transferred from place to place. So that might have a lot to do with loose sights. Something was just not, cracked or something like that, something wrong with it. Just know that they get roughhoused a lot through the packaging process that I have visually seen with my own 2 eyeballs. Warrior Poet, no roster for rifles. Mini 14s are rare to find in stock, but you do find them from time to time around 1K to 1,200. Yep, that seems to be the same case over here. Phoenix Blaze says most in SHTF will get smoked by someone with an SKS or a tweaker with a cheapo Walmart 3030. That'd be me. I got the 3030. And a good cardio anyway. Just train with what you got. Secure your food, water storage. That's exactly right. I couldn't give more better information right there. Whatever gun you have, just make that one work, because everybody said this is again, I love talking about the SHTF because I love just like blowing people's expectations out the water of what they think they're going to do. I'm going to tell you right now, this is one thing you're not going to do. You're not going to forage for ammo. Never. You're never going to do that. If you think you have to go somewhere where you might get shot at, you're not going to go there. If you think there's a little bit of ammo there, you're not going to go there. If there's other people with the guns, you're not going to go there. There's no way you're going to risk your life or anybody else's life just to go to get ammo. Now, if you're traveling and you just come across ammo, that's another story. But foraging, you're going to forage for food and water. You're not going to forage for ammo. You come across it, great. But if you think there's a dangerous situation somewhere, nobody is going to go over there. They're just not. It's too much of a risk to getting shot. I'd rather just hide and wait till they leave. Let's see. Well, and basically what's going to happen here is you're going to have to make whatever stock of ammo that you currently have, you're going to have to make that work. The foraging thing, it's not going to happen. Not in my opinion, at least. Maybe some of y'all crazy people, y'all might go do it, but anybody with, half a brain is going to be like, nah, that's not worth it. Let's see. Charles Strick says Midwest Industries makes the best rail systems for the lever guns. Keep the wood buttstock though, and do a steampunk paint job. Oh, that would look good. Red Saber, what's up, man? I wish they would make a Ruger Mini 30 with AK mag adapters. That would be a game changer. I hate proprietary mags. I think somebody did make an adapter for the AK mags. I'm not sure who, but I believe I remember seeing it at one point. 42 says they still make the swivel on the gas buck. Okay, that's good. Law Dog, I knew you were going to say Ruger American Ranch. Ocam Defense spelling makes an AK Magwell adapter for the Ruger American. Oh, well, that's nice. I don't have any AK mags, but that is, nice to know. I went out and bought 2 10-round. I can't remember which ones they are now. Besides the 5-round magazines that come with the Ruger Ranch and the Mini 30s. The Mini 30s take the Ruger Ranch magazines. What's the next one that sticks out a little bit further? They're 10 rounds, right? I went out and bought them, and I can't remember which ones I bought, but I went out and bought 2 of them. So I have 2 10 rounds, and then I have that 1 5-round that doesn't quite fit flush into the gun. It kind of sticks out a little bit, but that's the ones I have. Charles Strick says, Whiskey, I've got the CZ bolt gun at 7.62x39. You got the Holy Grail. That's the one I wanted, and they discontinued them. The CZ 457, that's the one I'm talking about. I think. I get the numbers confused sometimes. But they discontinued that gun as soon as I wanted it. And they came out with this other CZ 600 trail and stuff like that. I don't want that gun. I did an OCW test on it with the 150 grain soft points, and it's a 1 MOA gun out to 200 meters. Now I'm definitely jealous and mad. That's awesome, though. I wanted that. That's the one I wanted from the get-go. The Ruger option was the, damn it, I can't get what I want, so I'm going to get this one. I wish when Ruger made the next American Gen 2, I wish they had put iron sights on the gun. I want iron sights on my rifles, on my bolt guns. Every gun I have, I want iron sights on it. They didn't do that, though, so I know you can rig up some kind of front sight on it, and I may end up doing that one day. But if I take my scope off of it, which is on there right now, I'll just probably slap on a red dot. Red dot with 7.62x39. Go to town. Let's see here. I think that's the 20. I'm thinking about it now. I think it's the 20-round magazines I got for the 7.62x39 with the Ruger Ranch. Garen Wilson, most will not fight in SHTF. I agree, because nobody is going to risk their lives over it. I know I'm not. I mean, nobody's going to fight unless you absolutely have to. Most people are going to decide to be like, okay, run away. That's it. That's what's going to happen. You got anybody with thermal, you're dead. You're dead. They're going to get you at nighttime. It's best just to run away. Warrior Post says, yep, and same with Mini 14, the AR mag adapter. Okay, yeah. Phase Beast, would you recommend a Mini 14? Would I recommend a Mini 14? Hell yeah, I recommend a Mini 14. That's what we're talking about. There's a whole channel about it. Yeah, the Mini 14. Hell yeah. 223, $300 for a Mini. Hell yeah, get $300 for a Mini. That's a damn good price. It better function, though. I want it to function. Walker Dog, Ruger is pretty good with the CS. I agree. Charles Stick, Phase Beast Mini 14 is awesome. Its only drawbacks are magazine price and availability, and it can get hot enough to cook off rounds, especially if you get that Hannibal rail on the front of it, because my guard protects my hand. But that's the one common problem I've seen with the Hannibal rail is it heats up and it'll burn you. But you just put on some nice leather gloves, you'll never have a problem with that heated barrel. Y'all going to come around to the glove side one day. And it's funny, before I even put these gloves on, I wore just like normal winter gloves in some of my videos. Nobody ever said anything. It's only when I put on leather gloves did anybody start giving me shit about it. I'm like, I don't care. They're going to stay because they're cowboy They're cowboy symbols, and I like them because of that. Y'all have all accepted it anyways. There's only been a couple new people. It's like, what's up with the gloves? I'm like, here we go. Here we go. I don't even have to say nothing anymore. Most of y'all just go ahead and comment to them, so I don't even respond to them. Anybody hating, I don't respond to them. I used to respond to them, but I don't respond to them anymore. I ain't got time for that. Charles Stick says, Leverboy, what you figure about Beretta buying Ruger? I'd rather them not. I'd rather Ruger stay exactly where they are. But if somebody if one of the companies did buy Ruger, I'm fine if it's Beretta. Like, some other questionable companies, I wouldn't want them to buy Ruger. But Beretta, I don't know of anything that Beretta's done that's bad, but them being a foreign, company and stuff like that. But I like that Ruger is American, and I would prefer it stay like that for as long as possible. But, you never know. They might improve the line. Ruger bought Marlin and improved those lever actions again up to the point where most people are saying they're better than the original JM stamped Marlin guns. I don't know if that's true, but I'm just telling you what I've heard back from people. Most people have had really good experiences with the new Ruger made Marlins. I want one. I want a stainless one. 1894 44 mag. Oof. Walker Dog says Brass Facts just had a video about the boring SHTF, and I agree with him for the most part. Okay, I don't know him, but I'm sure he was factual. If it was a boring thing. Yeah. Hawkeye, what's up, man? Buying the Mini 14 in 2 weeks. Yeah, all right, congrats, man. I hope you like it. Did you get the carbine 16-inch barrel, or did you get the full length one? Which is fine. It doesn't matter which one you got, but I'm just curious. Warrior Poet, Ruger Gunsight Scout in 308 comes with irons, but I've heard they have accuracy issues. That's the gun I was looking at for a long time to get. I like the Ruger Gunsight Scout rifle. I did hear about a couple issues happening with them, but I would still want one. I would still want one just because if I know I had an issue, I just send that shit back to Ruger and let them fix it. But I really like the Gun Scout, the Gunsight Scout from Ruger 308. I could finally put my Scout scope on that gun too. Not that I have a Scout scope, but if I was to get one, I would put it on that gun. Hey, Rick, what's up, man? My theory for SHTF is that groups of people would need to colonize. Our gun collections would be used to arm our people in our groups. There would be guards and others that grow or raise food. Seems very logical. And, we have the biggest gun collections ever, but we can only use one gun at a time. So we either find people that can utilize our collection and help us. Starting a group of people, though, that you trust is definitely the best idea. You don't want to go alone on this one unless it's just a specific type of scenario. Getting 5 good friends, though, that y'all all know what to do and y'all all trust each other, that would be an ideal situation. Phoenix Blaze, cost benefit analysis. If you have a community, you will need to organize patrols. Here we go. But if you need to leave your community, then you better believe, sure, the resource expense doesn't outweigh the gain. Exactly. I can only ever see food and water being risked for life. That's the only, because you're going to die if you don't have that. But I'm not going to die if I don't have ammo. So unless, we're being invaded and everyone's shooting at us, so we're going to die. We're probably going to die anyways if that's going to happen. But put up a little bit of a fight. Just, this ever happens, hoard your ammo. Don't shoot unless you absolutely have to. Stay out of harm's way and just get to the people that you can trust and hold up tight. In fact, I wouldn't even leave. A lot of people say I want to leave and got to go to a certain area. Man, I wouldn't leave unless I knew they was going to be raking through my spot right here. I got my spot set up good, so like I said, I wouldn't leave. In fact, I think you're better off just hiding. Stay at your place, your home place, wherever it's at, but have like a little bunker or a side place that nobody can see that you can just go hide in temporarily until the problem passes. Then go back and get in your stuff. That would be what I would do. I wouldn't want to leave though. Like all my stuff is here. I'm staying here. Charles Chick says, makes you feel any better, Leverboy. I was saving up for the CZ308 with a man liquor. I love the man liquors. And they discontinued it on me. Damn. Same thing they did with the CZ457. So I had to buy the 3,000 Seiko. Okay. $3,000 Seiko. Worth it though for the Miami Vice meme I was doing. I don't do a lot of research on the Seikos, but I never hear anything bad about them. I never hear anything bad about them. Rotten Sandwich says, hear me out. Celtic. RFB. Okay. If it works, rock with it. Phoenix Blaze, if the Mini 14 took regular AR mags, I'd buy one tomorrow because they are just neat. Join the group. Charles Stick, the real joy of the gloves is that there's a Murder, She Wrote episode where the villain wears them types of gloves. I never watched Murder, She Wrote, but now I know that there was an episode that had the gloves on. Alex, what's up? Do you think Mini 14s are worth the price, though? They're so expensive for what they are. They're worth the price if you have the money to do it. They're not worth the price if you don't have the money to do it or you're not interested enough in the platform. If you have a side interest in ARs, put both of them in your hand and see which one, how they compare. You can't shoot both of them. Let's just go rent them. If you could rent them, that would be great. And then you could find out. But you're going to get a reliable gun with either a well-made, reputable AR or a Mini 14 of the newer variety. Don't buy one that's the older one. This all goes out the window if you buy an older one. It might be reliable, but it might not be that accurate. So, and even though the Mini 14s back then are not known for their accuracy, I think they were still very combat accurate enough. Like if you was trying to shoot a torso of a man, you could probably still do it. Now, you may have been aiming for the heart and end up hitting them in the belly, but I think it could still be done. Paul Harrell has a couple good videos on that, and he had experience with the older Mini 14s too, where some of them could keep a good group and other ones could keep a group like this. So I love watching his videos on any gun, basically. I miss him. 42 says, I feel sorry for them zombies on the thermo. Haha, they don't even have a prayer. No, they don't. Wait, zombies are not going to be picked up on your thermal, or will they? The heat? Or would you still see them? You'd still see them, right? They don't have to be giving off heat. This isn't Predator. Luke, snap out of it. I'm thinking about Predator's heat sensing mask. And the thermals you could still see them. They're just not going to be putting off no heat. And that wouldn't matter because you'd still be able to see them, right? Or I don't know. Is it heat based? I've never used a thermal before, so I don't really know, but I know they pick up heat, right? Or am I thinking about this wrong? Yeah, they pick up heat. They have to be able to pick up heat or else you wouldn't even see through them. You wouldn't be able to see through them. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if thermals will work on a zombie because it's going to be cold. Unless he's a fresh zombie that just turned and he's still kind of warm. This is the stupidest conversation I've ever had. But I like it. It's funny. I like thinking about it. But what if Beretta buys, Hostile takes over, Ruger, and the first thing they do is grant all of our mini wishes, rails, mag, adapters, multi-cal, everything? That'd be sick. That would be sick. Praise Beretta. I would be kissing their feet at that point. Charles Stick, they discontinued the Ruger gun sight. Oh, no, they did. Why? That's a good gun. Why'd they do that? CZ usually the people that discontinue guns right after 2 weeks after announcing it, not Ruger. Hawkeye says, I'm going with the full length stainless Mini 14 barrel, but adding the barrel strut right away. Okay, cool. In fact, yours will look more like the M1A, the M14, because they always had the little bit longer barrel most of the time, unless they had a tanker. So yours will resemble the older M1As more closely than mine does. And that's going to look sexy. Very sexy. Let's see. Warrior Pud says this. Okay, it was okay. Warrior Pud, living in a blue state, I purchased at least half of my collection under the pretense assumption I would have to arm whatever group I joined. Well, good. Keep it simple. Don't get too complicated, because not everybody's gun people. We gotta keep it simple. Honestly, I don't know. I'd have to give a little bit of a lesson to people I don't know guns, because a person that doesn't know how to run a gun, and you give them a gun, they might be more dangerous than the enemy is. So gotta go through a little basic course real quick to teach them. Point the gun that direction to pull the trigger. Alex says, for SHTF, I think pre-planning, as in being off grid and having a good setup, is the best plan. Avoid confrontation. Agreed. Avoid confrontation at all costs. I think more about what I'm going to go hunting for or fishing for and water. That's what I think more about, because if I have to leave, I constantly think about water. I need them tablets. I need to get them tablets. I need to have a good little setup for, filtering water and stuff like that. Because you got to have water. Water is like, you're going to die quickly if you don't have no water. But, hey, thank you, Walker Dog, man. Here's to your channel growth. See you later, even Leverboy. Okay, man. Appreciate it. Have a good night. I will see you on the next live. Let's see here. Mustache. Wait. It's gotten so far back up. SHTF planning is being upgraded. Charles Street says the brass facts. Check him out on his. He makes good. Sure to give him some stick about his mustache. Also, boring SHTF means not exciting like zombies or dinosaurs, but just a last shrug. Okay, yeah, just normal SHTF type stuff. Yeah, it is boring without no. But I don't think it's gonna be boring. We might not have zombies and dinosaurs, but we're gonna have some people trying to take advantage of the situation. The people that always thought about being a thief, they're gonna commit to it all the way at this point. Phoenix Blaze picked up a Ruger Harrier AR recently, LPVO, white light, etc. to replace my PSAR. Her name is Stormy Daniels. As my beater rifle around the property. I'm impressed so far. Never replaced my BCM, but hey, very nice, man. I love LPVOs. I love my Vortex 1-6. I wish I had a 1-10 though. Let's see. Warrior Poet. Mini's a niche rifle for us weirdos and folks who live in restricted states with ADBs and no workarounds. Hey, and you know what? YouTube's all about niche. You might start out in a more generalized thing, but I get a lot of advice here and there after you start out kind of general to get focused on a particular niche, because even though we are a weird group of little people like Mini 14s, there is still a lot of us around. Okay. And I think it's kind of cool that there is still so many people and we're such a tight community about it, so I think that's, I don't know, I like it, because the AR community is so much bigger and it doesn't seem so like focused, I guess, tight knit, cuddle, what am I trying to say? Cozy. That's what I'm trying to say. It's cozy. It's a cozy little community. There's still more of us than you think, though, because there's a lot of people here. And there's a lot of people just getting into it. So there's a new person every day that's interested in Mini 14. And especially if we could start making the videos and throwing it out there and they become more popular, more people will start getting into it. And guess what? Ruger or Beretta, whoever ends up owning them, might say, you know what? There's a new surge of popularity going on here, the Mini 14. Let's see what we can do for them. That'd be great. That'd be great. Zach says, what's up, Zach? Mini 14 is a novelty, in my opinion. For $1,200, you can assemble a BCM upper with any number of followers, lowers, with all the benefits that come with ARs. As for $762.99, you can get a Wasser for sub 1K. I still want a Wasser, too. I would like a Wasser. And I'm of the opinion, why do you have to just own one type? I want one of each, two of each. I want 2 or 3 of each. So I like having multiple options when it comes to these things. And then when I can get out on the range and practice with them a ton, I can see which ones I gravitate towards. But I like all of them. Warrior Post says, question of the night. Can you see zombies with thermals? This is exactly what I was saying. This is exactly what I was saying with earlier. You should not be able to see unless he's just turned zombie. You just got bit. and he just turned, so his blood is still warm. But if it's a guy that's already been dead for a day and he turns into a zombie, he's not gonna be warm no more, so you ain't gonna be able to see him. This is the stupidest conversation we've ever had, but I like having it. Or you can get, as Zach also says, or you can get many good AKs for what a mini costs. Minis are cool, but just an extra toy on top of proven serious platforms for the same or less money, in my opinion. I think it's a proven platform. I still think they're a proven platform because the action and everything is based on something else that worked really well. Maybe not every piece in the gun is proven, but the action is proven. And I know it can work dirty or somewhat dirty. So that's what I like about it. Let's see. Victor Max. Well, I'm 65 years old, and it depends on what day the barrels were made for the Mini 14. So you're saying the barrels came inaccurate because depending on what day they were made. Is that what you're saying, sir? Which makes sense for the older Mini 14s. Charles Stick, if for some reason the zombies were cold, you'd still see them as a negative to the surrounding heat. Even trees give off heat. There we go. There's the answer. Because I have looked through a thermal stoke before of animals and stuff like that. So I was wondering if you could still see anything at all, but apparently you can. Okay, 42. Keith says thermo turns night into day, daylight, heat or no heat. There's the answer. Leverboy, if you still want a scout rifle, Savage makes two awesome options in their 110 series. The more expensive one has a longer sight radius for its irons and the cool mag pulls stock. Interesting. I'll have to give it a look. Mini 50 BMG. I would love to see it. Send it to Kentucky Ballistics. Let him shoot it. He's fearless. I'm not going to shoot it unless it works. Alfred, brass facts and his BF hop. No, I don't get it. Bug Killington, I have a 14 Rancher in a 13-year-old ATI folder stock. I found it at a local gun show for $700. Pretty good deal. It was the bucket list edition. For me, I'd say the 14s is more viable than the 30. Okay. I still want a 30 just to see, just to have fun with it at least. Buck Killian, 580 serial number, so it's post pencil barrel. Okay. Limp Biscuit, watch Terminator 2 with my kids, and my youngest goes, "Oh, the other one's the bad guy because he's a cop." I've never been so proud. That's funny. Robert Patrick did a great job as T-1000. He still scares me to this day. If I hear that music, I downloaded the soundtrack to Terminator 2 a long time ago, but I love it when his theme song comes on. Warrior Poet, 30 plus viewers, only 14 likes. Shake my head. Wait. Yeah, hey, y'all like the video. I don't even pay attention to that. Y'all like the video. If y'all on here like this video so we can get this hype, get this up. Victor Maxwell, yep, I own several of the Mini 14s, and they're literally depending on the day. I had a friend that worked there. Okay, so they were all made a little differently, huh, back in the day. Phoenix Blaze, SHTF, we also need to be on the lookout for groups of predatory preppers. They want to prey on others. They train a high level and have high-end gear. My tribe is tracking multiple groups like near us. Okay, I will keep a lookout as well. And Alex says, I heard the Mini 30s don't run well with steel ammo. Okay, yeah, we kind of went over this a little earlier. You got to get the upgraded striker firing pin, the extended firing pin. It just hits a little bit deeper, is what I hear, and sets off some of those harder Russian primers. Charles Stick said, the Blu-ray version of Terminator 2 caught me off guard with the enhanced rendering. You can see Patrick's wang. you can't. I never, for the longest time, I didn't see that version of it. And then I think I bought it on Amazon and watched it. And I was like, bruh, it's totally true. You're totally right. I was like, we didn't need to see all that. James Cameron, you could have cut that part out, bro. And Arnold's showing his ass, so I guess Robert Patrick had to outdo him and show the main event. That's funny. Then Biscuit, we need a community like Discord or Facebook group or something. I agree. You ask your friend what days were his bad days where he turned out garbage barrels. Absolutely need a Discord. And Biscuit, you can see Arnold's thing, Wayne. You can see Arnold's thing in Terminator 1 when he first shows up. I've seen Terminator 1 not as many times, and I'm not sure I've seen the R-rated version of it, or at least the version where his wang is out. James Cameron didn't have to do that. He could have cut that stuff out. I am number 37 on the likes. Okay, good. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. In fact, you know what happens here? I don't know if y'all understand this, but when we do a live, this video gets saved to my live videos. So you have to go, when you go to my page, you have to click on live and it goes to those videos. But what I do, what YouTube gives me a choice to doing after we finish this is as soon as we finish this, it gives me an option to edit this video and, just cut off some of the beginning downtime. And I save this live as a regular video that shows up in my regular videos. So if you ever click on my lives, you're going to see this video in there, and then you're going to see it in my videos where normal videos pop up. It's the same video, it just gets placed in two different spots, and they have different views. Like, I don't understand why YouTube does it like this, but they're two separate videos, even though they're the same video. So if you don't ever see a live on my videos, it might still be in the live section, but I'm trying to save them as normal videos when we finish this. That way everybody sees them right away. So just letting y'all know that. It's not really relevant or anything, but let's see. Yeah, go watch the Phoenix. Phoenix says, I need to go watch the new original Terminator movies. Yeah, go watch them, man. They have really good the future scenes that they show at the beginning of the Terminator 1. Oh man. That is the apocalypse situation that looks the most dreadful I've ever seen out of any movie. Future Terminator apocalypse looks horrible. We do not want that to happen. I'd rather the zombies any day than the damn Terminators. They did a good job making it seem so horrible in the first Terminator. They did good in the second one too, but it just looked worse than the first one. Hawkeye says, still only the one sort of malfunction on your Mini so far? Yes. And that malfunction, I'm almost positive it happened because when I was loading the magazine up that day, I didn't push one of the rounds to the rear. Usually when you get done with the magazine, you kind of hit it on the table and make sure they all flush backwards. I didn't do that. And when I was loading them, I'm pretty sure I loaded one or two of them that was kind of pushed forward and I didn't tap the magazine. So I guarantee you that malfunction only happened because of that. So anytime you get done loading the magazine, just kind of give it a little tap, make sure they're all seated to the back of the magazine. Limbisky says, this was the version of Terminator 1 on HBO Max. When he's walking up to the thugs for their clothes, he's got his third leg swinging around. That guy would make a horse blush. I've seen that scene, but I don't remember seeing the third leg. I'm glad I missed it too. That slapper says, I'm gonna go suffer on R6 Siege with my buddies. Take my like and have a good night, sir. Okay, man. Yeah, let's go ahead and shut it down right here. We're over the hour mark right now. Victor Max, yeah, I've seen several of your live videos. Okay, good. I didn't know you were live till just a few minutes ago. Oh man, I'm sorry, Rick. Went live at 8 o'clock my time, Eastern. K-Mac, the new Marlins are pretty nice. I don't have a 94 yet, but I was really happy with the 1895 Trapper 4570 and Magpul Furniture. Handles super nice. Good to know. I love the 4570s. Alex says, your Mini 14 video was edited and scripted so well, it revived my interest in getting a 14. Good. I'm glad. I spent some time working on that sucker, so I'm glad it did well. Phoenix Blaze says, AR at this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if we see an AI revolt like Skynet. Let's hope not. Whew. 42 says the movie Book of Eli. I know what you're talking about, and I've never seen it. I know he uses a 45 USP 45 though. I need to sit down and watch that movie. Charles Chick. The worst part of any Terminator is in Salvation. The Terminator gets hung upside down, and when he shoots his minigun, the recoils doesn't spin him around. Lack of realism killed it for me. That part never dawned on me. It's when he shoots his leg off after that. You know, I was so fixated on him shooting his leg off to get down. I kind of forgot the fact that the recoil would have spun him around the thing. I don't know nothing. I know what you're talking about, though. I do like Salvation. Salvation is the one that I kind of like. Alfred says, I have a hard time attaching full mags when the bolt is home. Pull the bolt back. Yeah, pull the bolt back before you put your magazine in there. That'll solve the problem. And it might not be true for many 14s, but I do this on almost any magazine I ever use. I always load my magazines one less than what they can fully hold. It might just be nothing, but I've had full magazines not cycle the first round before. So I do that a good bit before I know, until I know the magazine is broken really well. I load one less round in the magazines of any gun. It doesn't matter which one it is. Limbus, I tell the AI chatbots, thank you, so they spare me when they take over. Good. Keep telling them thank you. Rick Brown said, damn, did it again. Hit the wrong button. Here is the question. How many of you have the Cogburn Arsenal? Oh, here we go. Arsenal trigger finger bag release. I've got one and I love it. That was the topic a little earlier and the other day. They want me to look at that Cogburn finger mag release. Okay, Victor, man, have a good one. Lip Biscuits, I like Salvation more than T3 and maybe even more than T1. Nothing beats T2, though. That's a Mount Rushmore movie. Nothing beats T2. Book of Eli is a great movie. I, for one, welcome my AI overlords. I'll let you take that one then. I don't want to. Rick Brown, one less round in the you beat me to it. Okay, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all getting on tonight. I hope y'all have a good weekend and look for the videos coming out on Sunday. And by the way, please send me y'all's email so I can add y'all to my email list and send y'all videos straight away when I release them. I'm not depending on YouTube to let y'all know anymore. Leverboyluke@gmail.com. Okay? Send them to me, and I'll put y'all to my email list. All right, guys. Take care. Have a good weekend.